Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Leo. Please keep in mind that it is a general reading. That means it may or it may not resonate with you. Also, please remember the energies can go vice versa. So what I see is that there is a huge disappointment. This could be with a past love, but it could also be a fairly new relationship that you are experiencing this heartbreak from, or that they are, okay? It's one way or the other. So the Three of Swords is loss, disappointment, heartbreak. Something has ended. Most likely it ended because this person rushed in perhaps to something without really thinking it through, one of you. Um, it could be also for some, I have to bring it up, third party. It could be where a line was crossed, from friendship to lover, or somebody wanted to cross that line, attempted to, and now feels like a fool because the fool is in the reverse. The person who landed here in this heartbreak, it's something they did that landed them here. So it could be you, or it could be the other person, or it is yet to come. If it is yet to come, you can still avoid it. All right. So what we have here is somebody who is very stubborn, very headstrong. They have their own rules, live by their own set of rules. This is why they do not learn easily. It's like they have to learn the hard way. So we have the Smith on top of this with the Three of Cups. We'll begin here with the Three of Cups. And this is saying that they're suffering because they understand what's missing. Okay? They understand what's missing in their life. They're lonely. They're unhappy, unfulfilled. Again, it does signify the possibility of third parties, but ultimately it is a card indicating that they didn't get what they wanted. Okay. So the Smith in the reverse, they're currently stuck in a situation that they caused themselves by rushing in without being prepared, without thinking about the consequences of their action. It can indicate that the consequences of their impulsive actions are catching up with them, and there's no one to blame but themselves. Okay, it can signify it's almost like getting that wake-up call where they have to admit that they were at fault and learn from it for the next time. And that's very, well, it becomes very, very important here because you have the wheel here. Okay, and the wheel is about lessons. And so something was lost but is obviously still desired. They still want it. It's out of reach. It feels out of reach, but they still want it. They're looking back at what they lost or by what they could possibly lose. They may be trying to recuperate or want to save something that was lost through their action. Or, like I said, they're looking for a sign from this other person that maybe there's still some hope, They're studying the idea of the possibility of maybe being able to save themselves here, save the situation, save the day, the possibility, and it's just a thought because the Hermit holds his light on this, of sending a message. And maybe I mean, with the witch over here in reverse, it's a possibility that they are procrastinating on sending off that message. Okay, because maybe now they're a little bit afraid. Um, Afraid of how the other person could react. I feel like they would rather sit and wait. Uh, you see, this is kind of like this emperor energy over here. They want this person back. It's clearly written right here in these two cards. They want them back. Okay, they got very upset, but and they did cause this because the emperor, he would have caused this breakup. So it's the same person's energy. Now he wants him back, you see, and so here he is looking at the death of something. And like I said, it could be that they're looking for a sign to bring it back to life. Um, Whether this be, new or something even older. They could be uh, waiting for somebody. I feel like they like to control how the wind blows. They're looking at the possibilities of this person maybe coming to them as they hope. That way they don't have to do it. You see, they're looking at the possibility of of a very happy outcome here, of getting what they want. Is it still possible? This person, like behind their need to control how the wind blows, beneath that is a very troubled person. Okay, this is a person who has a lot of trust issues. This is a person that's had a lot of bad experiences, and it's why they try to control everything, and why they always end up disappointed. So we have our victim's mentality right here, but things are not as they appear, because I just explained why, you know, uh, because deep down they are much softer than they appear, much more emotional than they appear. On the surface, their emotions could come out in a different way, uh, you know, uh, like in an angry way or very cold way. As they try to block because they try to control what you see of them. Um, so they didn't get what they wanted, and they may have become very angry because of that. And for them, it's like, oh my God, here we go again. But they never really honestly take that honest look to find out why it's repeating. So they want it. They could be seeking wisdom. I see the snake with the coin, and he is holding a snake. Um, they're seeking wisdom. They're seeking a sign. They want to know if they can, uh, if they can recuperate you back into their life. It's like, oh, it's difficult to explain because ultimately their goal is still the same. They still want to have a romantic relationship with you, but at this point they may be willing to take anything, even a friendship. But that wouldn't last. You would see the romantic part come back out again later. Okay, so I mean, if that's what this is, because it can go many different ways. I'm just trying to give you what I'm picking up. So they may be kind of preparing or thinking, about another chance here. Um, hoping for a change of luck, hoping for information that would change their luck, possibly, because he's looking at the coin. Um, Hoping that someone might come to them, because this person would have a hard time to admit if they've made a mistake, you know. They definitely, it's something that they would definitely try to avoid if they can. Um, yeah, trust issues here in a relationship. Um, uh, they could be worried or wondering if you will let them back in, or, you know, vice versa. Um, Another chapter. They could be uh, they could be thinking of making a move even, and that could come down back down to this message. Should I send off this message, and how would it be received, you know? Because they didn't get what they wanted and they are heartbroken, but maybe they could, you know, find a way back in somehow, some way, to your good graces, you know, like that. Um, yeah, or like it's the other way around. But that's for sure, that this person, although they are disappointed, they're still interested. They're disappointed. They didn't get what they want, but they still want it. They're still interested in it. And but what I feel like it's like something that keeps repeating in their life, even though faces change, circumstances can change a bit, but ultimately, love keeps escaping this person, and they need to sit down and ask themselves why. You know, this is somebody very, very rebellious. They don't follow the traditional route, okay? And they can be overbearing and very controlling, and it's why they ended up here. But they need to see that, and they need to see why they, or even how they became like that, you know? Like, go back to the beginning. Where did it all begin? Why do I keep ending up here? That's how they're going to find their way out. That is what I have for you. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings. Bye for now.